Welcome to CIA Declassified. We have mapped the dark limits of the occult. Now we confront the structure of reality itself. Today we dive into the single most mind-bending piece of classified analysis the agency ever produced: the gateway process. This is not a study of technology or chemical warfare. It is an intelligence file that describes the physics of the human soul and the nature of the universe. This is Project Gateway, operating under the file designation CIA RDP 96, Consciousness/Theoretical. The core mission was to understand and operationalize the techniques developed by the Monroe Institute, a civilian research group, to achieve an altered state of consciousness powerful enough for espionage. We begin with the staggering theoretical premise that underpins the entire program. The RDP 96 file starts not with spycraft, but with metaphysics. The intelligence analyst establishes the foundational belief that physical reality is not solid. It is, in the file's own words, a holographic simulacrum. The theory states that our consciousness is an energy field that interacts with a universal energy matrix. Everything we perceive, sight, sound, matter, is merely a pattern of energy translated by the brain. If you can change the pattern, you change reality. CIA RDP 96, Section 2.1, Quantum Theory Application, quote, "The universe is comprised entirely of interacting energy fields, ... Matter is the result of energy vibrating at a specific dense frequency. Human consciousness is an energy signature capable of altering its frequency to harmonize with and extract information from the universal energy matrix, the hologram." End quote. This perspective transforms the spy from a physical observer to an energetic receiver. How do you change your mind's frequency? The key is the Monroe Institute's hemisync technique. Hemisync utilizes binaural beats, which are two slightly different sound frequencies sent separately to each ear. The brain, incapable of hearing two distinct tones, generates a third phantom frequency, the difference between the two tones, and it is this phantom frequency that forces the brain into a state of hemispheric synchronization. CIA RDP 96, Section 3.4, Psychoacoustic Inducement, quote, "By introducing a specific differential frequency, e.g. 110 Hz in the right ear and 103 Hz in the left, the brain manufactures a 7 Hz phantom wave. This 7 Hz theta frequency is critical, as it is the precise neurological state required for transcending time and spatial barriers." End quote. The CIA was essentially using sound to tune the brain like a radio receiver. Once the brain is synchronized, the asset is ready for the ultimate goal: temporal scan and out-of-body experience, also known as OBE, or phasing. The report details how a focused mind can increase the coherence of its energy field to such an extent that it can temporarily detach from the physical body. This detachment allows for temporal scanning, the ability to access information from the past or the future, as all time is presumed to exist simultaneously within the hologram. The operational purpose was clear: to bypass physical security and literally predict the movements of enemy assets. CIA RDP 96, Section 4.5, Temporal Mechanics, quote, "The advanced gateway practitioner, upon achieving focus 10, mind awake, body asleep, and subsequent energy expansion, gains access to the non-physical dimension. In this state, the concept of linear time is eliminated. All past, present, and future events are simultaneously accessible for intelligence acquisition." End quote. The Monroe Institute created a hierarchy of consciousness states, or focus levels, which the CIA adopted for training. We analyzed the specific operational goal of each stage. 1. Focus 3, entering the initial state of deep relaxation. 2. Focus 10, mind awake, body asleep. The base operational state: the body is asleep, but the mind is alert and synchronized. Focus 12, expansion, the first stage of perceiving reality outside the physical body. Focus 15, no time, the state required for temporal scanning, accessing the past and the future. And Focus 21, other energy systems, the final most dangerous stage, accessing other dimensions or energy fields. The report references a highly redacted table detailing the success rates of agents achieving Focus 15, noting redacted of 15 practitioners achieved verifiable precognitive data on Soviet operations, suggesting at least some successful actionable intelligence was derived. The CIA spent significant time in RDP 96 analyzing the physical limitations of the human brain. They determined that the physical body acts as an anchor or a sheath for the consciousness energy field. The most critical finding, detailed in the final section, concerns the dangers of the gateway process, the risk of permanent disorientation if the energy field, the consciousness, cannot successfully return to the body's sheath. CIA RDP 96, Section 5.3, Re-entry Risk Analysis, quote, the energy field is naturally drawn back to its physical vessel by the carrier frequency inherent to the physical body. However, subjects who venture beyond Focus 21 for extended periods risk disorientation or severe personality discontinuity due to the inability to properly reharmonize with the physical frequency. The process is one of temporary energetic bilocation, end quote. The CIA RDP 96 Monroe Gateway Debriefing file is a dense philosophical piece of work, but its most telling parts are the black bars. The redactions here are critical because they conceal the specific actionable results that justify this program's funding. We analyzed the purpose behind the three biggest redactions. 1. Full names of successful practitioners. The names of the military personnel and analysts who successfully reached Focus 15 and 21 are completely blacked out. Hypothesis: protecting the identity of these individuals is paramount. These assets would be the ultimate deep state operatives capable of bilocating and accessing information anywhere in the world. Revealing their identity would be equivalent to giving away the most powerful intelligence gathering tool ever developed. 2. Specific future past events confirmed. All successful temporal scan results, details of Soviet movements, future political events, or specific historical facts confirmed via OBE are redacted. Hypothesis: this redaction protects the integrity of the information itself. Revealing that the CIA knew the outcome of a political event before it happened would not only confirm the reality-bending power of the program, but also compromise current and future predictive models. 3. The specific target coordinates of the bilocation test. The longitude and latitude coordinates of the foreign military bases, labs, or political meetings successfully viewed by practitioners are removed. Hypothesis: this hides the operational security failures of foreign nations. If the Soviets knew the CIA had successfully viewed the contents of a specific missile silo in 1983, using only an operative's mind, they would be forced to rebuild their entire security architecture, potentially triggering a major diplomatic incident. The CIA would prefer they remain ignorant. Gateway's primary legacy isn't espionage, it's the radical philosophical shift it represents within the intelligence community. The file officially sanctions the idea that consciousness is energy and that reality is negotiable. The holographic simulacrum concept. The report concludes that if all reality is a frequency pattern, then consciousness, a coherent energy field, can, by adjusting its frequency, become a universal decryptor. This is the highest level of encryption breaking imaginable, not hacking a computer, but hacking the structure of existence. Despite the philosophical ambition, the practical application was fraught with difficulty. The vast majority of assets failed to achieve Focus 15. The internal critique noted the difficulty in distinguishing between a genuine OBE and a complex psychological hallucination induced by the hemisync tones. The program ultimately confirmed that while the potential was limitless, the reliability was too low for conventional real-time intelligence operations. The failure of Project Gateway to produce a scalable army of psychic operatives led to the next, more infamous evolution. Project Stargate. The agency didn't abandon the concept, they simply simplified it. They moved away from the deep philosophical complexity of the Monroe Institute's focus levels and towards the more direct operational protocol of remote viewing, the subject of our next episode. Gateway provided the blueprint, Stargate provided the budget. We have exposed the agency's attempt to hack the universe. I'll see you in the archives. Remember to like this project and subscribe to the feed for surprises. The Gateway process provided the heavy, unbelievable theory of the holographic universe. Next time we detail the 20-year operational reality of the psychic spies trained to use the theory. Get ready for Project Stargate, the program that trains subjects to use their minds to locate Soviet nuclear submarines, map Chinese missile silos, and predict the outcome of international crisis. We open the full embarrassing files on the government's official psychic spy corps. This is not science fiction. This is the real classified story of the Cold War's most ambitious failure. I'll see you in the archives.